Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Space Wizard Total War and welcome on into a brand new Total War Immortal Empires campaign. This time we will be playing as the Empire and the Magestrix of Shyish herself, Elspeth von Draken. A fantastic campaign, one we actually have a stream campaign of, the few of you that were asking about. No worries, I had always had plans to circle back around and do a proper stream, or a proper series rather. It was just that Lionheart was the main one that had started that up at the time of release for this DLC, and I was not going to try to combat Lionheart. It's like trying to fight a Minotaur in a hug contest. You will just lose. Alright, so for our little bit of flavor text here, we have Elspeth von Draken is summoned to Nuln, wielding the power of the Amethyst Order to answer the Elector Countess of Wissenland's call to arms. I'd love to see the Elector Countess actually added as a character, but not yet, I guess. For our starting army, we have some Nuln Ironsides, very good musketmen, Normanol handgunners, some swordsmen, great cannons, some spearmen with shields to be our main front line, while our artillery blast people to bits, and some Hellstorm rocket batteries to do just that. For her faction effects, we'll have access to the Imperial Gunnery School, enabling unique unit upgrades and special units, 10% more research rate, 15% less upkeep for all of our gunnery units for all armies, double experience gain for all artillery and gunnery units so they can level up quite quickly. And then for her Lord effect specifically, she is immune to Vampiric Attrition, 20% less cooldown for Lore of Death Magic spells, and then the ability Darkwalker, which will basically turn her ethereal for 30 seconds. Quite good. We are here in Nuln on the map, and for our lore, we have for 3 generations the name of Elspeth von Draken, Magestrix of the Amethyst College, and the Arch-Wizards of the Lore of Death, has been spoken of in hushed tones in the reeking tavern gutters and vaulted noble halls of Nuln alike. An obsessive experimenter and mystic, Elspeth goes where she will, collecting and colloding a storehouse of mystical artifacts and lore, which she guards jealously. Surrounded by all manner of occult items, Elspeth has become so saturated with the force of Shyish, the Amethyst Wind of Death, that there are some who whisper that she's no longer human at all. To her enemies, Elspeth seems to stand halfway between life and death, a violent specter in human form whose magic destroys all it touches. Quite right. For this campaign, we are going to be playing on very hard difficulty with an ultimate crisis, where if we do not complete our 3 routes before the crisis kicks off, we'll go ahead and do the crisis, keep the crisis in the campaign. So what we'll do is we'll have it starting a little bit sooner. I would say a turn 80 to 100, and probably just turn 100. We can just do 80 in general, right? Yeah, 80 to 90 is the earliest we can set it. So we shall go ahead and have this trigger on long victory and a turn timer. We'll have the only ones off being the Wild Hunt and the, well, Vermintide is very thematic, so we'll do Wild Hunt and a Grudge Too Far. Biggest Wall, Black Pyramid, Vampiric Ascension, Vermintide, and the Will of Ashut will all activate at that period of time. We'll have the AI stats modifier set to completely neutral, that way everyone has their identity the entire battle here, the entire campaign. And let's go ahead and dive on in to the fray.
To die is to find eternal sanctuary, safety from the horrors of this land. But to study death, to know its secrets, is to venture down a path that few dare tread. Atop her blackened tower, the graveyard rose, Elspeth von Draken fights to protect the fallen, driving back the forces of evil. A perennial guardian of the Empire.
Beneath death's shadow, our enemies fall. The enemies of Wissenland shall embrace their mortality.
Right. Path of victory, Wissenland and Nuln. Magestrix Elspeth von Draken feels the coming danger of an ancient evil, stirring somewhere in the world. In service to the Elector Countess of Wissenland, she must help strengthen the Empire's borders and authority as she waits for the evil to show itself. With access to the military advancements of the Imperial Gunnery School, she empowers herself further, using her unique knowledge of the Amethyst Winds of Shyish and the Gardens of Mor, which will allow us to teleport all over the place. Securing the Empire's borders and ensuring the Imperial Gunnery School reaches its pinnacle will earn Wissenland and Nuln their campaign victory. Yes, quite right. Time to paint all of the tips of our muskets, or I guess the front half of our musket balls purple, for that extra death juice. First mission, Imperial Innovation. Purchase a unit upgrade in the Imperial Gunnery School. Wissenland prides itself in sparing no expense to thwart the Empire's ever-encroaching foes. The Elector Countess decrees full access to the Imperial Gunnery School's advancements granted to you. That'll give us 1,000 treasury and the prototype field Coat Mark 24. It's the future of projectile-proof battleware. Unlike Mark 23, this version doesn't catch fire when struck. 20% more ammunition, fire resistance, and missile resistance as well. Man, that's a horrifying weakness to have there. You get hit once, you just light a blaze. Time to defeat some vampires. Looks like the Hot Topic lads have been running amok for quite some time, and they've ruined our land. Quite badly, good grief. Alright, Lupio.
Engineer.
Your name is incorrect. You are our Kevin. You shall be Kevin.
More knows all paths have
Master Engineer. Beautiful. Join up with Elspeth, and we will send you all in to destroy Siegfried. No upgrades we can have yet, but this is the Imperial Gunnery School for Elspeth's faction, which will allow us to upgrade pretty much all of our gunpowder units. You can see we've got things like missile strength, ammunition, reload time, and exploding ammunition, which is so awesome. For your cavalry, we get more speed and strider, which is just this first upgrade alone is fantastic. Restock, which gives them 2 uses to replenish ammunition for anyone around, and then disoriented contact effect, dropping speed, melee defense, and melee attack. Your mortars have more explosion missile radius by 25%, camouflage netting, and dazed contact effects. Snipe and stalk is great, but I don't think it's actually that useful for your mortars. I don't tend to ever deploy artillery away from your line, just because it's a good way to get them wiped out. Dazed contact effect is quite nice, though, dropping speed and melee defense further. For your cannons, you have the weighted munitions, enabling monstrous impacts. For the cannonballs, giving a huge drop to speed and charge speed for any one who gets hit. High pressure barrels gives them more missile strength, and then grape shot, which is a fantastic switch ability, which is more for taking out infantry. Although it is one where you have to have your units away because it'll take out everything in front of it with no ability to kind of fire up and over anything. It's just a giant spread of shrapnel. It's a nightmare. We also have Hellblaster volley gun upgrades, giving us the ability to actually sprint with them, more speed, and the Wayfarer ability, so they actually zoom around quite quickly. We have suppressive fire for them to slow enemies, and then more pierce by 200%. Hellstorm rocket batteries give you an additional projectile many times. It's the most Skaven of the upgrade paths here. More rockets, more rockets, more rockets! Gives you more ammunition, and then, again, that additional rocket projectile. We also have the steam tank upgrades, so giving you more power. They can kind of just blast on through anything. Exploding cannonballs, which is as awesome as you'd expect. And then the emergency repairs, where if they drop below 50% health, they will just heal right back up to full. It's fantastic. For your land ships, you have the spear port upgrades for a little bit of melee damage reflection, for charging through stuff and reflecting all the damage they would be taking back to your enemies. Reinforced hull, giving you a 30% block chance 360 around you. And then the landmine, which is a little bit of a steam landmine you drop out behind. It looks like a barrel full of steam, and it blows up everything around you. Quite nice. With our Amethyst Armory unlocking once we have completed the Tier 2 upgrades, which we have not even gotten to see just yet. So once you get into the Tier 3, you are then able to unlock your Amethyst Armory. It's a little bit confusing. So for our first tier of upgrades we need to maintain 3 units of handgunners, have the Firearms Academy built, and then perform 3 Gunnery School upgrades. Once we do, we'll have the Experimental Explosive Ancillary, and then unlock those Tier 2 upgrades for the Gunnery School units, and then get 10% less recruitment cost for all armies for our gunnery units. Further boosting how many we should have in our armies. Each one of these completions also gives you a little bit of boost, so you get schematics for having 3 handguns, treasury for finishing the academy, and treasury for completing the gunnery school upgrades too. Also, I think for one of our first upgrades here, we're probably going to go for more missile strength for our gun units, or just the monstrous impact for our cannons, so we can slow lads down for more blasting.
Elspeth von Draken.
Indeed. I tend to go for the upgrade right away here to the Firearms Academy, and then in Nuln, I'd like to grab the Gunsmith right away, which gives us access to more engineers, and a little bit of research rate. Elspeth.
For Verena
Siegfried
and
needs
Nuln,
seeing to.
Bring darkness upon our...
Bring darkness upon our foes. Alright, we've got Crypt Horrors and a Vampire, 2 pretty scary units. We, though, have Artillery and an Elspeth. Should be no problem whatsoever. Let's take to the field and put them back in the dirt. Alright, the other dangerous unit definitely is going to be those Dire Hounds, because they can do pretty good damage to both of our heroes here. And pretty much all of our infantry are fairly weak to them. What we'll do is we'll go Swordsman, Ironsides, Swordsman, Handguns, Swordsman as our checkerboard. Group them up quite a bit more and just pull them back. And then I'm going to go ahead and have the Swordsman rotate. I'll take it back. We'll leave the Swordsman as is. Pull the Handgunners back a little bit further. Perfect. We'll have Elspeth in one gap, Lupio in the other. Spears ready to move in wherever they're needed. We'll definitely stay back in this canyon here so they're forced into one spot and have a harder time flanking us. Unless they go over the top, of course, which... not a lot of hope to stop that, to be honest. Gotta keep an eye on where we can see here, so let's keep... we'll actually switch the Great Cannon and the Hellstorm Rocket Battery's positioning here. Looks good to me. So single entities, infantry, and all our missiles. Before we get to checking out our units, I'll go ahead and show off the graphic settings we're rolling with here. Yes, much settings. All the graphics. Pause if you'd like to see more. We're going to go ahead and get right back to it. Take a look at our units here. So we have Elspeth herself. Which, while I do like her model, she does look a little bit too... oh, what happened to your eyes? She does look a little bit too Dark Jester for my liking, instead of Magestrix of the Amethyst Order. Interesting. So maybe her eyes turned purple on purpose. She's also supposed to have these roses of more supposed to be black, so I'd like to see that. Maybe just a small change. Give these to be the normal black roses more. Or I'll Spearman of the General. Or the Swordsman, rather. Swordsmen are going to be replaced fairly quickly for anything else with guns. All we're really going to want is spears because they have their excellent melee defense, and then charge reflection too, which swordsmen do not have. Our excellent Ironsides, which, while they are still great, I would prefer them to have been what they were beforehand, which was there would be repeater guns. But last second, Games Workshop swept in and said no, absolutely not. To the detriment of the DLC, I think. Our normal handgunners, which are going to be fantastic, but again, we're going to replace them with the Ironsides as quickly as we can. And then we've got our Great Cannons and Rocket Battery. And as the Empire, I'd love to see these things get a little bit of a audio tweak as well, where they sound a little bit more thunky, like the cannons from Grand Cathay. Maybe a little bit less magical, but still quite as chunky. So they have a little bit of work I'd like to see. Rocket Battery is going to be perfect, though. These things are going to rain death. These things look like the most ramshackle contraptions. Good grief! How much is the miscast chance for these things in the tabletop? How often do they blow up in your face? I'd love to know for any who play tabletop, because those look deadly for the people using them. And here's Lupio, our gun-toting crazy man. Yeah, so this repeater rifle here is what all of our Ironsides were supposed to have. Look how cool this would have been. So sad. Alright then. Enough belly aching, let's get to it. You're all out of range. Good for you.
We are the clenched fist of
Elspeth advance a little bit. Same thing with you there, Lupio. As soon as they're in range of the rocket batteries, they're in for a bad time. I want to give direct orders though with the cannons. Rocket battery, wasting shots. Go for this middle here. And in blasting through a few of those infantry teams, we'll have it set to taking out the Crypt Horrors now. And we'll watch those rockets come on in. Oh, a direct hit in the center of this unit. Fantastic. Go ahead and drop one in here too. We need to deal as much damage as possible before they close that gap. Oh, they dodged the cannonball. Oh no. Listen, whoever's fired that one's fired. You hit 3 at once, that is fantastic work. Rocket battery shots going a little bit short. Let's go ahead and swap targets over to here. Come on, cannons, do your work. Let Elspeth drop the Spirit Leech on probably these horrors. We're gonna drag them down as fast as we can. Alright, Spearman, go ahead and advance. on both sides. Get those guns ready, boys. Cannonballs come screaming through, taking out a few more horrors. None are dropping, though, which is unfortunate. Take out this unit of zombies, try to slow them down a little bit. Spiritor of Shaiish. Yeah, let's try to drop these horrors as quickly as we can. Lupio start giving him the gat. Bladesman, we need you in on these dire wolves. Go ahead and drop the... Give them a little bit more resistances. Cannons keep firing. Artillery, blow up the zombies. Lupio keep blasting away. We'll try to pull Elspeth away from that as well. Swordsman in. Lupio come back behind here. Cannons have defeated them. Keep blasting away, though. We definitely need that. All hands on deck defeating that group. Swordsmen advance here and here. And rockets keep exploding the group as they advance. A little bit of friendly fire there. Go away. Alright, artillery, you guys need to calm down. Blowing up far too many of our own. Can you get with artillery? No one tends to like that very much. Let's try to increase the leadership here on the swordsmen that are not quite broken. Or with the spears that weren't. A little bit unfortunate. We're not going to get too much more good shots in with these guys. Gonna pull our bladesmen away. Let the cannonball blink away at this enemy general here. Beautiful. Empire Lord learning what bullets feel like. It's not good. Right, you guys need to just stop shooting at all. Too dangerous for your own good. That is a battle won. Little bit of kinslaying from the rocket crews, but that tends to be expected. Alright, and after leg sweeping the Court of Night there in that first battle, we gain a Scroll of Power, which is going to increase our cooldowns 1 time. A little bit of schematics, 1, 2, 3, drudgery, and a bit of experience. We shall, of course, go ahead and take the extra experience where we can.
The gunnery school needs these.
The gunnery school needs these. That, we go ahead and take a look at the victory condition paths we have. So Route 1 is Moors or Reaper. Elspeth has returned to Nuln after consulting with the Amethyst Order in Altdorf. What she learned there troubles her greatly. The shadow of death hangs over the Empire, its many foes running rampant across the provinces like grave worms writhing through a rotting corpse. The Dark Lady takes up her scythe and takes flight astride her carmine dragon. It's time for a culling. We defeat Sylvania, the Wargrove of Roe, the Fecundites, and the Warherd of the One Eye, and win 35 battles. I will gain the reward Every Rose Has Its Thorn, giving her 20% spell resistance, or sorry, spell intensity, 25% more targeting range for spells, more movement range after winning battles, and more weapon strength for Elspeth. And then the Shadow over Nuln will appear, and we will have to fight against Hammerkon. The Siege of Nuln quest battle will begin. Route 2 is the Southern Ambition, so after returning from a meeting with the Emperor, Countess Emanuel von Leibowitz summons Elspeth to her private chambers. It's been decided that the Southern Realms are to be annexed, their wealth and warriors claimed for the Empire, and deployed to the desperately undermanned Northern Front. Countess has decreed that it will be Elspeth who will lead this effort. We need to conquer the eastern border princes, Western, Chillhop, Pirates Current, Blighted Marshes, Astolia, and the Irana Mountains, and once we do, we'll have Golden Glory. A recruitment cost reduction, income from all buildings plus 15%, and then global recruitment capacity. For the third route, which we are going to be completing all 3 of these, we will have Blood in the Badlands. Osric's Flying Fortress, an ancient arcane castle imbued with all 8 winds of magic, descends from the clouds and makes landfall in the Badlands for the first time in centuries. Its capture would be a great boon to the Amethyst Order. Search for Osric's Flying Fortress by securing settlements in the Badlands by conquest or through vassals and military allies. So once we have claimed a whole heap of land in the Badlands, we'll have Osric's Great Fleecing Flimflam. We'll be able to use Osric's magic to amass a vast collection of arcane treasures. We'll have higher chance of stealing magical items, more research rate, and more income from post-battle loot. We'll also have Osric's Flying Fortress, which has a couple of pretty extreme army abilities there. One for healing and one for blowing fools up. 3 very fun routes. Let's get to work.
Elspeth von Draken.
Elspeth, we're going to go ahead and grab the Spear Leech upgrade right away.
For Verena
And Kevin will have you increase mobility.
The graveyard rose. Bring
Indeed, let's move in on
darkness upon
Dotenbach. And move in to crush the undead defenders. Alright. We probably could have gone for an upgrade in our Imperial Gunnery School too, but we shall make do without it this time. We also need to make sure we have good firing arcs for all of our artillery, and this hill is actually going to hurt us a little bit.
Great cannon!
I'm going to go ahead and deploy the Great Cannons. Really, there's no good spots for them because of the hill. So we kind of need to pull back and force them alongside one of these rocks here. So, artillery, come back further. If we could use you to hit the Hound Dogs, that'd be perfect. Set them up alongside one another. Grab the already deployed checkerboard. Very happy to see he's already deployed. We'll set them up a little bit further ahead of everyone else. Go ahead and switch the swords and spears because of damage. I'm gonna move them to the middle. Alright, let's do this. That'll begin.
Engineer.
Alright, towards us they move. We're gonna be using a lot of the aspect of the Dread Knight here for those extra magical attacks and immunity to enemy terror. Artillery strikes. That's amazing damage. Cannons, let's have you go after the flyers. Actually, I've had a pretty hard time dodging you. Artillery, let's make sure you're blasting away at this group. They think they're invisible, just blow up the area. We'll define them. Let's advance a little bit further there, that way we can catch everything trying to sneak up on this side. The cannonball is fantastic at taking out flyers. CP dead pop up. Ooh, a couple here. I took out some of them. Flyers too? How useful. Let's try to take out... We need to keep giving them basically area of effect attacks, so let's fire here. It's a pretty good one. Eh, maybe not. Elspeth, go ahead and... Let's wait just a moment, get you guys firing, and Elspeth, go ahead and catch them. Spear Leech. And they go for the spears too. Glorious. They should be able to drag them down pretty quickly. They'll take some damage, but... Hound Dog versus spears. Should be able to at least keep them at bay, and now their spirits start leaving them. Crumble away, fools. Alright, switch target to your handguns. Swordsmen, get ready to engage. They get one shot, and the Ironsides have very good defense. I realize the cannonballs, though. Fire on anything else. Just in time. As it blows through this front line here, which would be very bad. Hold on. Let's forward.
Carry me. For the comet, ready. Yes, sir. Engineer.
Right here, let's have you start taking out units here in this group of Skelly Warriors. Everyone else gonna fall back. Figure the cannons are having trouble soon. We'll set them up here. They can keep blasting away at this side.
State troops ready.
State troops ready. Zap away this health. If we stay in the trees, we should be actually saving our own guys from friendly fire damage. Oh, they have to advance. Alright, stay here, handguns. Don't get further. Artillery, we're gonna start losing access to blasting these guys very soon. Here's you fight these zombies. Swords, come over here. Stay in position kind of like this. They almost in range. No, they're not. Alright, fall back a little bit there, warriors.
Making it so. Ready for war!
Alright, sweet. All of our guns have pretty good firing arcs. Have you take out this unit.
Great cannon!
And see if you can't range these skelly warriors.
Shoot them! By God,
Got them good and surrounded. Watch out for friendly fire.
Hellstorm rocket factory!
They were getting some good shots at the beginning there, but that can turn south very quickly.
Doom, take thee! All will need more.
Keep on blasting through. See, just like that.
We're ready! Formation!
Drop that shot right in the middle of our handguns.
Battle! By Ulrich's wrath!
Holding the line there pretty effectively. Handguns, try to keep blasting here.
Sigma Cool!
You guys come back round.
Hellstorm!
Hellstorm, it's a good idea for you to just stop. Stop shooting at anything.
State troops! Ready! At speed!
Try to fire here, that way we can just delete them quickly. And their leadership broken.
For Heldenhammer! Slay them!
Another forward wave of Shaiish. That's her go-to attack. You better stay away. You shall not pass.
Mage of death.
That's that. Decisive victory. Alright, decisive victory claim. Only 16 fall in the fighting, and you shall all be honored. 55 schematics gained as well. Bad, not bad. We're not going to do any damage to friendly territory. We're just going to keep moving on through. Jotunbach has been claimed, and we have ourselves an iron mining pit from here. Gold, iron, and recruitment cost reduction for swordsmen, great swords, and knights. Not a bad building. Lots of trade materials up the coast here, or up the, our first province here.
Amethyst mage.
Alright, Elspeth.
For Verena and Nuln.
Also got the Frostfire gem. Also, you're gonna have the Oxyotl thing going on, where you have some very elite banners that you grant to yourself over time. The Frostfire gem, flaming attacks, and the Frostfire attacks, which are weakness, fire, and slow. Everwood root is like vigor loss reduction and regeneration. The Doomfire ring is the fire resistance and burning head. How awesome. Also, we get our Carmine Dragon eventually. For quests, we have the Pale Scythe. Made of more shadow than substance, this weapon, said to be of Von Draken's own making, is attuned to the power of Shaiish. At rank 12, we'll get a mission for this item and then a quest battle for the Death's Timekeeper at rank 15. This is attack and defense plus 5, 10% less winds of magic cost for Allure of Death spells, less miscast chance, and then the Pale Scythe ability, which will be a passive that boosts up her spell mastery and resistance as nearby allies or enemies cast spells. Death's Timekeeper is a winds of magic bump per turn, a direct damage that heals her, and then a perfect vigor, which is awesome. Once you get Artifact Hoarder, you have 50% chance for magical item drops from battle, which is half of what you get for Xiao Ming, but still fantastic, and then chances for stealing enemy magical items extra. We should go ahead and grab the point into... let's go Inspiring Presence for that trickle of experience. Got a Bone Picker and an Entertainer.
Wielder
Both of which we should have put on you before we finished that last battle.
Von Draken.
A couple of mistakes here early on, but that's alright. We got 428 schematics that allows us to get an upgrade. 350. I'm thinking we're going to go for the Monstrous Impact first for Great Cannons. Probably get the slow,
Moore's
important
gates
targets
will
for
soon be
smashing.
teeming.
Now we've got the Prototype Field Coat Mark 24. And 1,000 more gold.
Amethyst
Go ahead and put that on
mage.
Kevin right away, since he's the only one with any actual ammunition. And then you get the Gunnery School Gadgets, Ingenuity, Experimentation, and Experience. And no small measure of blind luck. This gives us research rate, upkeep production for gunnery units in this army, and recruitment costs too. Pretty solid.
Amethyst
Over here, we're also going to go ahead and grab
guardian.
ourselves another Lord. Let's get a Master Engineer. Ooh, an Inventor that gives us 5% more research rate. Sold.
Master Engineer.
You will be taking attrition from the
You are all
Vampiric
fit,
Corruption,
I
but that's
trust.
fine.
Dark Lady of Nuln.
Dark Lady of Nuln. Our next options are going to be these two Pistoliers for some speed. The one thing we're really missing here. And we can soften up enemy fast movers ourselves before they get into range of our guns. for our first technology. We're going to be coming pretty quickly after the advisor to Nuln, but first we're going to go for grain silos for some growth and replenishment rate.
We are proud in the empire of our innovation.
I figure we would be. Let's get some deals going. So, Sterling,
Approach and make
Albrecht would love to snag a non-aggression and a trade deal,
ascent.
which we'll go ahead and snag both of, and all the gold he's willing to give us. Reichland.
Greetings, countrymen. I welcome your offer.
Pet for you, Emperor. We'll take a non-aggression pact with you. No more trade for now. You want peace? Absolutely not. Never in a million
Lady
years.
of Shaiish.
Next turn we should take down at Wissenberg.
My right.
Elite troops and potent weaponry, honed and enchanted in the gunnery school, shall bolster our strength.
Well said, Elspeth. Gray has decided to join us for this campaign. As long as you can be good, you can stay. We've now got a quest issued for Theodore Bruckner, the Countess's champion. We need a livery, which is a, I think, tier 2, or maybe just the first tier of cavalry building. Nuln is known to many as the jewel of the Empire, and not without good reason. As the Empire's industrial as well as cultural heartland, this sprawling city contains many manufactories, providing heavy weapons, munitions, and ordnance, in addition to the Imperial Gunnery School, whose role it is to train the Emperor's artillerists in the ways of modern mechanized warfare. There are some, however, who believe that only a fraction of Nuln's potential is currently being exploited. The rulers of the Empire have demanded the development of new cavalry doctrine, so that Theodore Bruckner may join the Imperial armies in the field. View this as an opportunity for Nuln to further earn its already well-deserved title of the Bastion of the South. He does the cavalry focus, and then an investment will warrant Bruckner's attention. Mission issued also to upgrade the Gunnery School to Tier 2. The Imperial Gunnery School possesses many schematics meant to improve a weapon's firepower. It'd be worth acquiring some, though the designs are as expensive as they are useful. 2,000 treasury and 300 schematics once we upgrade the Gunnery School. Sounds good to me.
Shaiish
I don't like seeing
blows me
Durthu.
thither.
I do not like seeing Durthu so close. We could probably agree to join him in his war with the Dawi. Oh no, we can't. We're trading with the Dawi. Listen, I didn't say any of that. It was just speculation. Don't worry about any of that. Many things are on Elspeth's mind.
Rider of the dragon in Carmine.
Let's go ahead and have Kevin here boost up our income. And then we can move
For
on
the
to
Rena and Nuln,
Joss Stillman. What's with the vampire?
wielder
At least they're fielding some dangerous units. Normally they give, I've played this campaign with Elspeth several times, and normally they get a necromancer, which is easy targets to take down.
Their end is inevitable.
A vampire, much scarier.
Master engineer. 'Tis the wisest path.
I agree. I'd love to see a little bit of a change in the engineer as well, where they have that
Work
sniper
to
rifle.
do.
There's not even one on their back. They do have a long rifle, so they should be able to switch weapons between... Yeah, between their grenade launcher and that rifle on their back.
For Nuln.
Which is not the way at the moment, but hopefully at some point we can see that happen. Because they use it even in the trailer where they snipe a giant in one hit. Just give them a Hawkland long rifle. I just love it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and set up alongside of this stretch of trees here. Most flat firing position. We'll go rockets here. Cannons next to.
Hellstorm rocket battery!
And then the rest of our squad. Take that frontal position here. One of the swordsmen in the middle, since they actually don't have that many
Mage of death.
large targets. Cannons are going to be not going for the Vampire Lord, I don't think, right off the bat, because we can take down the Fellbats before they get too close. I'm going to go ahead and have the Pistoliers also take a very frontal position here.
Ready to serve!
But one where we can try to take down those bats as they cross the field. Alright then, everyone in the units.
Spiritor of Shaiish.
And Cav. Let's do it.
Arena
Cannonballs, I lied. Go after that Vampire Lord.
The enemy
guys try to
feels
explode this center
themselves
here.
Indestructible. None will disabuse them of this falsehood.
Exactly. Gnome is the scariest thing we know.
Yes, General.
Yeah, see the dire wolves are coming on in. Keep moving back quickly, quickly, quickly.
Taking position! We serve the Emperor!
Gunners go up to this unit. Here too.
Elspeth von Draken.
I'm behind. And they're gonna get a little bit of damage on us.
And gunners! Yes, sir! Fire!
Cannonballs keep dealing there.
That's me! Sigmar calls!
Swordsmen follow them back.
Ready for war!
An interesting strategy. They are going all in on trying to deal with our skirmishers.
Yes, sir!
Come get these bats. Spears, you do the same here. Come on, guns, you got this. First Strider.
Loaded, sir!
Loaded, sir.
We are Sigmar's heirs! Sir!
Beautiful. Bats are having a hard time there dealing with swordsmen and pistoliers at the same time.
To battle!
Alright, swordsmen.
Quickly! Take position!
Move up a bit. The cannonballs are still... He's trying to dodge it, but every time he gets hit, he gets knocked over.
Elspeth von Draken.
Here, leave here.
Pistoliers!
Pistoliers come to the side. Spearmen come on in.
For Heldenhammer! Faster!
Give us a good firing arc.
Go! Hailstorm!
The graveyard
Charge in here, Elspeth.
as beautiful.
Drag them all into the same area. Let's get you guys fired on these spears.
By Ulrich's wrath!
We need to try to avoid...
For the twin-tailed comet!
And you guys catch them here.
Are yours. I have them!
Elspeth, we need a Spirit Leech, not yet. We don't have the Winds of Magic, sadly.
Spearman! Sir! Attack!
Alright, hold the line, you guys come on around here. Let's just charge these dire wolves down to break them.
Sigmar calls!
Horsemen have arrived.
For Heldenhammer!
Oh, artillery, you guys are
Which target,
just
General?
useless sometimes.
For Heldenhammer!
As they get more elite, they'll start blowing up friendlies, more or less.
Wizardess of Nuln.
By forge
Run.
and firearm!
Run quickly.
Battle protocols! Pistoliers!
Players, keep doing your thing. Let's go ahead and fall up to the top of the hill here. You guys turn and defend yourselves.
Gunners! Withdraw!
Elspeth, quickly
By the Amethyst.
drop some doom on this vampire lord here.
Slay them!
Looks like the vampire or the zombies themselves are in the way.
Hellstorm rocket battery!
I'm just gonna have the Hellstorm
Cruiser cannons!
pulse fire. He walked right into the cannon and just got obliterated. You guys all fire too. Glorious victory. Again, one with a little bit of friendly fire, but it seems to be the way here with Wizardland. Alright, another glorious and decisive victory. 82 fall, and we gain a standard of discipline so that when they get blown up by their own rockets, they don't turn and run. Perfect. We show... Ooh, that's so much gold. Can't let the greed overtake us.
Let us take it. There may be truths.
We don't need to deal with a rebellion here in Nuln. What we need to do is get rid of all of the vampiric attrition, or vampiric corruption and attrition, both. And then we need to come on in and not host a festag, but grab the Council of Burgomeisters for some growth. We'll do Pit Fighter. We should be getting lots of post-battle casualties. That's awesome. We also have to worry about the Imperial Authority. Currently we're stagnant, so it gives us growth and control. Once we start claiming more of the land that belongs to the Empire, prospering into true heirs of Sigmar for some nice bonuses.
Elspeth von Draken.
Alright, Elspeth. I'm gonna give you Route Marcher into Life Leeching. That way we're able to power up our own reserve boosting.
As fate requires.
And I think I'm actually going to save his skills. That way we can get a whole bunch of points down this path here. So we'll start saving from now until he gets to rank 8. So that'll have us 4 points. We can grab Master Ballistics, all the points in Triangulation, and even Black Powder Discipline. Which would be great.
We are the strength.
Alright, next, we
of
do
the
need more
Empire.
gunpowder units. We'll go ahead and grab a couple of these Free Company Militia. They'll be a great for replacing all of our swordsmen eventually, too. fact, we may start doing that, just
Amethyst.
getting rid of all of our
Guardian.
swordsmen in general. So Lucas, you
Master Engineer. Siphoning.
see no reason not to channel.
I will continue my studies there.
Agree. And we'll go ahead and
Lady
grab
of
ourselves the... Still can't quite recruit them. As soon as that academy's in, we can get the Witch Hunter, as well as handgunners and outriders with rifles. And the gunsmith will give us war wagons and mortars, which will be also very useful. Alright, so that's all we get here for this turn. Vicious is recruiting up some troops here. We've got some savage orcs to deal with.
Immaculate execution.
No more deals with the Empire, which, while sad, is not unexpected.
My strategies are impeccable.
Alright, that is the assessment done. So we've got the Firearms Academy built, gives us 1,500 treasury. The school watches its students closely. As the budding riflemen hone their skills, their suitability to use the gunnery school's latest advancements is assessed. Love the bumped treasury, Elspeth.
Von
We're
Draken.
actually going to have you come on down and surround Fildorf. So they can't recruit any more troops.
I foresee great suffering.
Indeed. We shall continue this siege.
End is inevitable.
Can't channel. Unfortunate. Alright, so while we continue this siege here at Fildorf, we will also deploy a battering ram and maybe 2 siege towers just to see.
The other side beckons.
The other side beckons. And here Lucas will grab
I
him.
choose only the best.
Oh, we should have had the other version that we could have recruited 1 more unit. It's fine though. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves 2 mortars for the smashing of the units behind the walls here in Fildorf.
I refuse.
Do you now? Well, that's cute. We don't care. No more diplomacy deals, so we'll stay on down here in the turn and watch the vampires squirm. Alright, well, predictably I forgot to recruit our hero, so our Witch Hunter is not going to be able to be joining us for this turn, but that's alright. Grain silos are done. That means it's comforting for people to know where their next meal will come from when winter's chill descends. Closure rate and growth. Yeah, we'll go ahead and recruit you now before I forget. Witch Hunter, we got Luther Wolf the Tough, Aldebras the Aggressive, and Ernst the Regal. Let's go for Luther the Tough. We got a lot of armor and extra melee defense. Good for a hero here. Welcome, Luther.
Ready.
Plus, he has this cool gold bit on his hat.
My order agrees.
Lucas, you come on over here and join
Landship would be
Draken for
quicker.
the siege. We'll give her both of these mortars. Well, they would be taking in no attrition.
Erect
drop back into
the
channeling
lightning
again.
Rods.
Erect the lightning rods. Greater discipline we will give it to probably one of these 2 spear units. They fight to the bitter end. We've got 1 battering ram to go through the gates, which is perfect, so we don't have to spend any more ammunition knocking the gates open. Let's get to it. Alright then. Let's find the best place to knock through these walls. We'll start deployment here. This position here might be the best spot. We'll set up great cannons and such.
Ready for war.
Great cannon!
Belt to here, that way we can fire immediately. Mortars up a
Mortar!
little bit further, that way they can be harassing the wall troops. Convincing them that that's not where they want to be. Battering ram here, our 2 pistoliers. What's going on with you, cannons? Deployed in a weird way. We'll have our 3 units of swordsmen up front, ready to take the tower fire. 3 company behind them. Rifles behind the free company. And spears, I guess, behind them further. Indeed.
The Dark Lady
You 2
of
take the most
Rome.
frontal position. And that's everyone deployed, so we'll grab all of our main characters, our infantry, muskets and gunpowder troops, artillery, and our cav,
The Empire endures.
which I'm going to deploy way over here. We'll see if we're in range of these towers. That'll be A little bit unfortunate.
Great cannon!
You two knock over these gates.
Engineer!
What else? Just kind of get closer to the walls here. It'd be easier to survive.
Get them!
Go chop down that gatehouse. Elspeth, get yourself a Darkwalker and start getting through the gates yourself. Let's come over here to Spear Leech their Vamp Lord. Come on, cannonballs. And then we'll go ahead and take you all off of fire at will just to start. We'll want to knock down at least a couple sections of wall before we start blasting our way through. Sieges are a little bit difficult as gunpowder armies.
Darkness is my steed.
Bring you lot back around. Okay, good. They're completely out of range.
Wizardess of Nuln.
Getting hit slows them down. Is it a suppression effect? No, it's not. Hellstorm, you start firing here.
Great cannon! Crank that machine!
One more volley should be all it needs.
Artillery!
Got into range of that group. That's unfortunate. More damage than they need to take for sure. Ouch. Those must be piercing shots of some kind. Alright, they're in range of this tower. We still need to take this tower down. Come on, then.
Great cannon!
Move as far up as you need to. Jeez, those shots are hurt. They hurt so badly. 70 damage, but it's gotta be piercing. Not piercing multiple models, it is. Come on, spears advance. Mortars will go ahead and have you a lot advance as well. Let's get way closer.
I just won!
Reinforcements have arrived. Are they gonna open the gates for them? They tend to like to do that as soon as you're not paying attention. Bring you guys round. Taking so much damage from this tower here.
Elspeth von
Starting to
Draken.
blink it on down though.
By the Amethyst wind.
He is just far enough away we can't do damage to him. So lucky you are.
Free company! And gunners!
Oh, he's decided to take shots and say, who's shooting at the crypt ghouls? Have you swap back over to blowing up skeleton warriors. Let's just bombard this entire pool side there. You mortars go for this set of graveyard. And then the cannons can switch back around and knocking over this wall as well. And you're close enough for a spear leech, fool. Seems like a bad call, I would say. And not the best carpenters they are. They're getting through that gate very slowly. Well, hang on now. This is something I've never seen.
We are ready!
Blast them to bits. Where are these bats going? I'll draw them away so they get shot to pieces.
Taking position! No lingering!
They came beyond the walls to fight us. Impressive.
Now!
They go for that blocker there. Fire rain rockets.
We are Sigma's heirs!
Alright, your assault bats have been dealt with.
Free company! Quickly!
Hope you'll get back here. We're taking out the dudes on top of the wall. Looks like we definitely need to rotate these pistoliers, otherwise they're just going to get eviscerated. Borders, let's go ahead and start taking out the skeletons on top of the wall there.
Militia!
Bombard's coming in doing some pretty good work.
Finding the angle!
Our battering rams are going to make it, but in pretty tattered condition.
Sigma calls! Great cannon!
And if you could advance. Well, actually, let's knock over these walls first, and then we'll advance.
Take position! Targets and fire!
Green company back and fire at will.
We are Sigma's heirs!
Fire rain rockets. You can try to take down.
Ready to serve! At speed!
This section for a moment. they're having to advance. That is a section of wall done and dusted. These skelly warriors.
Engineer.
Lupio, you
The
and
Dark Lady of Nuln.
one inside here.
Elspeth von
We're
Draken.
running these skeleton warriors. Nice shots there. The spearmen aren't going to end up doing a whole lot this battle. Okay, let's go ahead and give us another way in for me.
For Sigmar.
The Graveyard Rose.
Guard mode, they're firing a few shots, but not a ton.
For the twin-tailed comet. We
If
are
we rotate them a little bit, we can get better line of sight there.
Swordsman.
Zombies, skelly warriors. Now that we've locked them in one spot, our mortars should be able to blast them to bits. As soon as those cannons open up a new zone for us, we're in real good shape.
Great birds. Go.
These hand cannons up here. That's a little bit more to shoot into this big blob. Cannons, I think I'm gonna have you go after this archer tower instead.
By forge and fire.
Now they're all able to fire. Our grenade launchers here too. How perfect.
Well-designed maneuver. Gifted
You guys run straight on in.
Move you. Wherever I am needed.
Looks like they're not keen on coming in and actually fighting. Now the mortars start blasting different crit rule teams. And take down that arrow tower as soon as you can.
In motion.
Mage of Death. Damn you!
You're a leech here on this poor fool.
For battle.
Or blowing them. Oh, here comes the Dark Knights.
Elspeth von Draken.
For the Emperor.
Definitely need to be ready for that. Get ready for the Black Knights. They are incoming. In fact, Lupio, you need to fall back. Everyone who can needs to.
Free company.
Start blasting away. This tower should drop really quickly. Lupio, you need to get away from that vampire as quickly as you can.
Aye.
Elspeth's taking some damage too. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Oh, we got the wrong unit.
And gunners. Sighted and ready. Formation.
Gotta get everyone out.
March. Take your time.
Artillery, let's try to take down this section of wall for us. We definitely need the extra help. Can't really send any of the swordsmen in. We just have to pull them out
The Dark Lady of Nuln.
carefully.
Imperial inventor. Sigmar guides us.
There we go. Now we get some damage. Blast that lord to bits. Elspeth give them a good old spear leech too. Make sure we're giving it to the right unit. Tower's gone. Keep dropping those mortar rounds.
Strike that machine. Stay troops ready.
Here's, I don't think there's really anything good for you to do at the moment.
General with the
The Graveyard Rose.
Master
This is for Vampire Lord.
Wipe them out.
We need to put them away though. She's gonna take way too much damage getting in there.
By the Amethyst wind.
Spear leech.
Yes, sir.
Mortar's new target is this set of crypt ghouls. The cannonballs, you help out here too. All back there, Kevin. No, we're gonna lose Kevin.
Quickly.
Mage of Death.
No, we don't want him to keep his. Oh, you better not try to finish him off.
The Dark Lady.
I'll be
of
so very
Nuln.
mad at you. Here, leech.
As Buna fell, I call doom upon them.
As Buna fell.
Master engineer.
The other one out of here.
Spiritor of
Alright, there goes their
Shaiish.
lord. Let's say you undead.
For the Empire.
Calculating distance.
All of them back. Both of our
Master engineer.
lords and heroes here with the long guns keep crackling on in. Mortars delete here.
Elspeth von
You
Draken.
just walked into a gun line. Seems like a bad call. All they have left is a couple of skelly warriors and some zombies. Thankfully, no matter how low health they are, they can all keep shooting their guns. Now, what is wrong with you? I can't even figure out why you would do that. There was no world in which that was useful.
Graveyard rose. For now! Doom take thee!
Nice layered fire coming out of the rifles. Let's get your grenade launcher in too. Mortars, drop some shots here. Cannonball, keep getting rid of that blocker. That way they have nowhere to hide. Slow and steady wins the race. The winds of Shaiish overtake the settlement. Love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. 68 of our own fall, and most of the damage going to Elspeth, the engineer, and Lucas, which leaves the foot soldiers to hold the line for the next couple battles here. Pretty excellent. We can sack Loot and Occupy. We think we're just going to go ahead and claim the Filedorf. Vampire Slayer. And Potion of Foolhardiness. Not my favorite enchanted item. Brass Cleaver, however, is pretty good. Alright, that is the vampires wiped out. We do need to deal with a vicious gobspit here. I'm not going to tell him he's trespassing. We're going to deal with him with the good old bullets here in a moment.
Elspeth von Draken.
Setting up and grabbing handgunners through global would be quite nice. What we'll do instead, though, is grab Lucas.
Master Engineer. Work to do.
Let's give you route marchers. We have any issues getting back
Never
into this
complacent.
territory?
Onwards. There is much to do.
Exactly. Should have swapped over into Troop Levy last turn, but it'll be alright. Lucas, we shall give you
Innovation.
2 units of muskets, which we'll bring over to you, Elspeth. That'll give us our 3 muskets and complete... That's wrong. Complete our Imperial Gunnery School. The first one here, for 250 more schematics. For our next upgrade, I'm going to go ahead and give our gun cavalry more speed and strider. This missile strength is going to be fantastic for gun units once they've gotten a few more upgrades and skill point upgrades under their belts. So they'll have a lot more missile strength quite fast, but off the beginning here, this is not the most useful. I'm thinking speed and strider will be for our
Training has
Pistoliers.
proven most efficient. The graveyard rose.
Indeed. Hold the line. Vincent leadership. Not a bad call. What I'm going to do, though, is first upgrade Spirit Leech to its max.
Lady of Shaiish.
And then we'll go ahead and grab both of these passives here with our Master Engineer. Even if he is not a proper Master Engineer, he is in our hearts.
Amethyst Guardian. Von Draken.
Alright, so that one's going to increase by
For the
268.
Amethyst Magestrix.
We actually can't gain any more pistols in this army, so I'm not going to do any recruiting whatsoever. We will instead go for some upgrades here in Wissenland. If we were to wait, we have to wait 6 turns before we can upgrade Nuln. That's a long time. Go ahead and tear out the trading field here. And I am going to upgrade the Hamlet for Dotern box so we can get even more growth for one of the buildings there. For our next technology. Campaign movement range by 5%. Supply wagons are too useful. We'll go ahead and grab that campaign movement bump, and then we'll come on down to the Advisor to Nuln, who gave us more schematics gain post-battle by 15% for all of our armies.
New knowledge is crucial for our elucidation.
Here in Filedorf, we shall grab the... I'm going to go ahead and just grab the Weaving House. Start, make some gold. We'll put in growth buildings over here in Steingart whenever we claim it from Grotzlik. Alright, that's 3 gun handgunners. We have a little bit more schematics under our belt, 263, and now the Gardens of Moor have also been unlocked. So we can
The
come on into...
Gardens of Moor are bastions of solitude in this dark world, where my arcane research and rapid transposition are made manifest.
Indeed. Construct the Gardens of Moor. Almighty Moor demands respect wherever his cultists reside. A garden temple of tombs ought to be a worthy act of worship, with a tower at its heart steeped in the magic of death. Some treasury, and as the dragon flies, giving us a little bit of Gardens of Moor fast travel cost reduction. If we do that in 5 turns. Start of our turn, we need to have at least 80 Imperial authority. As our foes grow stronger, so too must the Imperial cause. The Emperor's authority is bound to his dominance over his rightful lands. It is every able servant's role to expand that authority at any cost. This will give us 3,000 treasury and the Magestrix X for 5 turns, which will boost our relations with the Empire. Fantastic. They recruited another general. Good grief, that was fast. Well, a horde of Savage Orcs is always a scary fight, but it's one we are absolutely going to have to fight. Otherwise, they're going to get out of control really quickly. Luther.
I trust no man.
I trust no man.
I'll scout the area.
You come on in to join Elspeth.
For Verena and Null.
We'll try to attack Shifty first here.
So many ideas.
I also love to come and drop these handgunners off with Elspeth. We just may not be able to. Let's come on in behind.
Sigmar guides us forth.
We'll lose a little bit too much movement. We declare
great
war on
suffering.
the Savage Orcs. My chopper was getting all clean.
For the
Unfortunate for you, Clouds. We could just go ahead and give it to the auto-resolve, but we would lose one of our faithful swordsmen, which I think we absolutely cannot do. So we have... Our reinforcements are going to be way slower. Yikes, that is a lot of Savage Orcs. Well, our gunners are going to have their work cut out for us. We shall pick this up in the next episode. For now, I'm out of time for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by the very first episode for our Wissenland and Nuln campaign. If you all enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the Sub Throne. We'll see you all in the next one.